Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Christine and I am very glad to have you here today at Everyday Yoga. The first thing we want to do in any yoga practice or at any time that you're feeling a little out of sorts is to just watch your breath. By taking notice of what is going on in your body right here, right now, in the present moment, you can relieve yourself from any outside stress or anxiety that's going on in your life, even if just for a few brief moments, just long enough to take a couple of breaths. You will find a little mini respite from the rest of your day. So when we come into a yoga practice, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour-long class, just take a moment to watch the breath. And by that I mean notice how the air flows in and out of the nose. You might feel a little tickling sensation. Notice how the belly rises and the ribs expand and the chest rises. Maybe even picture your lungs with your mind's eye, the right lung and the left lung expanding with each breath. Maybe close your eyes so that you can draw the attention inward. Picture what's going on down in there as the diaphragm lowers to allow the lungs to expand. So the lungs are expanding, the diaphragm is opening up, pushing all the organs out, which causes the belly to expand. So let's just take a couple of breaths here, noticing what's going on inside you, settling in, finding your nice tall seat as you continue to watch the breath, making sure that your sit bones are firmly planted on your chair, have your feet firmly planted on the ground in front of you. Draw yourself up to your full height, starting at the top of the crown of the head. Thinking about your spine as a nice, long, beaded necklace, making space in between all the vertebrae, making more space so that the breath can fully expand as you lift the heart and draw the shoulder blades down the back. The heart can pump more effectively when it's open like this rather than hunched over and closed like that, which is what so many of us, myself included, catch ourselves doing. And then we'll just come into a seated mountain pose. So mountain pose is typically done standing, but we can do that sitting as well. We've got the crown of the head lifted to the sky, the sit bones and the feet firmly planted on their surfaces. The heart is lifted, the shoulder blades are down the back, and the arms are open, palms facing forward in this both giving and receiving kind of a gesture here. In your mountain pose, continue to breathe. Nice, full, deep, rich breaths. Let's just alternate side to side, getting a little movement in the ribs. Inhaling the arms up alongside the right ear and maybe tilting gently a little towards the left. And then exhaling the right arm back down to the side. Inhale the left arm up alongside the ear, tilting gently over towards the right. And exhale to float the left arm back down to your side. Inhale the right arm up and over, maybe a little bit farther over this time. Exhaling the right arm back down to your side. Inhale the left arm up and over. Again, maybe taking it a little bit farther this time. So we'll continue just alternating and maybe deepening as you go. Maybe getting a little bit more of a bend as you float the arms up as you exhale or inhale, and down as you exhale. So we're not just going ahead and forcing ourselves to our full capability in this asana, but we are gently relaxing into it. Finding a little movement, finding a little space, finding a little openness here. And the next time you come up with the left arm, that's the last time we're gonna do this one-on-one alternate. We're gonna inhale the right arm up again and exhale the fingertips over and stay here, maybe keeping your left arm on your thigh or knee, maybe down to the side, maybe holding on to your chair. And we're just gonna really firmly think about keeping that right hip anchored down onto the seat as you lift the fingertips up and away, making this nice long line from the sit bone to the fingertips. Maybe you look up towards the sky here, or keep your gaze out in front, or maybe down at the ground, whatever feels really good in your neck. So just let that be your guide here. Maybe you want to come a little bit more, getting more of a stretch in the right side body. Inhaling here. Staying for one more exhale. And then we'll inhale the fingertips back up to the sky and back down to our mountain pose. Stay for a full breath here, just realigning the spine and the hips and the neck. And then we'll inhale the left fingertips up at the sky. And keeping this nice length, we'll exhale, bringing the left fingertips over towards the right. And again, this right hand can be anchored on your seat or anywhere on the right side. And as you inhale, really think about expanding into those ribs on the left side body. Keeping that sit bone anchored. Reaching over, maybe finding a little more depth as you exhale. Again, take that gaze anywhere that feels good in your neck. Inhale the fingertips up towards the sky and exhale to float the left arm back down, opening back up into your mountain pose. One more full cycle of breath here. And then let's go ahead and just walk our knees one at a time. And you might want to hold on to the chair here as you lift from side to side, just getting a little kind of walking in place. And then when you're ready, go ahead and reach out and grab one of those knees. Doesn't matter which one, because we're going to do the other side. And we're just going to hug the knee in, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and together, letting those elbows come down towards the ground. And we're just going to rotate the ankles in one direction and then the other. And maybe flex the foot and press the toes away. Just getting a little bit of mobility in that ankle as we keep the sit bones anchored down. And then we'll release the first leg and we'll go ahead and grab the second. And if you had your clasp around that first leg like this, maybe change your clasp on the second leg so that it feels a little bit awkward, but it's not painful, it's just different. And we'll rotate the second ankle and reverse the circles. Point and flex the foot. Give it a little hug. And then release that leg down. Then we'll go back to the first leg. We'll lift it up here and turn the knee out towards the side so that the outside of the ankle can rest on the top of the opposite thigh. This is our figure 4 stretch here. You can stay right here. If you have any knee issues, you might really want to concentrate on flexing the foot, drawing the pinky up towards the knee. That will engage all of the tendons and ligaments so that your knee is real nice and safe here. You can take the heel of the right hand and maybe press the thigh away. Maybe even giving yourself a little bit of a massage here on the inner thigh. And as long as we're talking massage, maybe you could take your fingertips and give yourself a little bit of a massage along the shin. It's a really difficult place to stretch right here along the shin. It can be done. There are ways to do it, and we've done it in previous practices, and we probably will again. But getting in there with your fingertips or your knuckles right along the shin bone here can be really awesome. And then holding on to the ankle and the knee, inhale and lift the heart, and as you exhale, bend forward from the hips any amount. Just staying right here, or maybe continuing to breathe and possibly even deepen the bend as you exhale. So we'll inhale, length, drawing the heart forward and the shoulder blades down the back, and as we exhale, maybe come a little bit closer to that knee, getting more of a stretch in the outside of the thigh and the hip. You're at home watching a video, so if this feels particularly good, feel free to make an audible sound here. Oh, that feels so good. But of course, if you get to any point where it's painful, just back off. Listen to your body, let it be the guide. And when you've had enough here, go ahead and inhale yourself back up to a tall seat and place the foot back down on the floor. And then bring the second leg up to the same position, outside of the ankle, resting on the top of the opposite thigh. Just stay here for a moment, settling in. We don't ever want to push ourselves to the farthest capability in any pose or asana in yoga, or in life, really. We don't want to just go from 0 to 60 in a lot of these poses. We want to gently, gradually let ourselves warm up and relax into the pose. Maybe massaging the top of the thigh or the inside of the thigh here with the heel of the hand or the fingertips. Maybe coming along to massage the shin. You might want to stay here, or at any time in this position you could massage your ankles and your heels and your feet. I mean, we could make a whole entire video about just self-massage here. And if you're interested in doing that, definitely let me know down in the comments. And then with the one hand on the knee and the other on the ankle, we'll inhale for length, drawing that crown up to the sky, and exhale forward from the hips. Inhaling to find length, and exhaling to come forward any amount more, or just stay here and soften into the pose. Notice what you feel in that hip and in the thigh. Notice the ground underneath your opposite foot, your supporting foot. Notice how the heart comes forward and the crown is lifted. And the next time you inhale, go ahead and come back up to a tall seat. We'll put both feet back on the ground and maybe tap them out just a little bit. And then with the hands on knees or thighs, we're just gonna open up the heart and kind of arch forward and look up towards the sky, keeping the chin tucked. And exhale, rounding back like a cat, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, bending the elbows and drawing them back towards the hips, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding back, straightening through the arms, reaching forward, really feeling that stretch all the way across the shoulder blades. We'll just move here with the breath, inhaling to open the heart into cow pose or bovine pose, and exhaling to round back into cat pose or feline pose. One more. And then inhale yourself back up to a tall seat. Come back to your mountain pose. And then let's go ahead and inhale the arms up to shoulder height, out to each side. And we're just going to do a little bit of twisting. Stay for the exhale to really settle those shoulder blades down. Inhale, length. And as you exhale, just gently twist, keeping the sit bones anchored over to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And we'll just move here with the breath, making it real nice and flowy. One more time to each side. And then come back to center, coming back into our mountain pose. And then let's inhale the arms forward and up, reaching the fingertips away. And this is our chair pose, Utkatasana. So you can stay here in the chair, or you can go ahead and inhale and press yourself up off the chair into true chair pose here. And then exhale to return to your seat. Inhale, staying here, seated firmly on the chair, or coming up to chair pose. And exhale back to your seat. One more time, and if you are staying here on the seat, just stay here the whole time. Especially if you've got mobility issues, of course. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale to come back down to your seat. Go ahead and return the arms to mountain pose. We're gonna scoot to the front of the seat here so that you're still firmly on the chair, but you've got a little more space here out in front. Let's go ahead and inhale and take the right knee out to the right side. And just open up the inner thigh here. Stay for that exhale, and then bring the leg back out in front. Inhale, left knee out to the side. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, back into front. We'll just go side to side. We can move a little faster. Inhaling out to the side and exhaling center. Inhaling out to the side, exhaling center. And we'll just keep moving side to side. One more time now on each side. And we'll come back to the center. We'll inhale the arms up and overhead. Bring the palms together and down to your heart. Go ahead and tilt the chin down to look at your fingertips and get a nice big stretch in the back of the neck here. Inhale and draw the right ear gently towards the right shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Do that a couple more times on each side, keeping the palms firmly pressed into one another, keeping the thumbs anchored on the sternum, and lifting the heart to the thumbs. Exhale back to center, and then inhale your head back on top of your neck. And this is where we tilt the chin gently and say, Namaste.